social life. Reportedly, the Chiefs are a strong contender to land Odell. And Travis Kelce announced that he's reworked his contract to give Kansas City some extra cap space to work with. So maybe Odell to Kansas City. James, do you like Odell to Kansas City?
I don't. I don't like Odell to Kansas City. And I'm not saying Odell is not that type of player anymore, but I don't think a receiver is what Kansas City needs. Kansas City don't need another receiver. Kansas City is scoring points. That's not the problem, right? I think when we watched that Buffalo Bills game, the problem was Von Miller, right? They don't have edge presence coming off the edge, getting after the quarterback to where you could drop some guys in coverage and rush 3, rush 4. They don't have that. So for me, create some cap space and go get you a pass rusher. I don't know where the pass rusher coming from, but go find a pass rusher. You paid MVS all that money. You got a young star in Sky Moore, who I'm really high on. Juju Smith's coming off his best game. Obviously, Travis Kelce is there. But this team doesn't need another receiver. They need to go and get a pass rusher and get somebody that could go get the quarterback. So I would not like OBJ going to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Where you want him to go?
I would love to see OBJ go to – y'all know I'm going to say the Green Bay Packers. No, but I mean, obviously, I think the Buffalo Bills would be phenomenal for him. You go over there, you got my man Diggs over there. He could come in there right now and be the number 3 receivers behind Diggs and Davis and get a lot of targets and a lot of opportunities, especially the way Josh moves around in the pocket and creates opportunities for him.
I absolutely disagree. I think the Chiefs can use him. When you watch that offense, first of all, you move from Tyreek Hill, and then you look at the rest of the guys, right? Travis Kelce, still a beast. But the other guys, like Scantling, like he catches 2, drops 4. Catches 3, drops 6. It's like, what are we going to get? And then Juju, he had a pretty good game last week. A lot of respect. But like every time I see him catching the ball, it's a defender all in his lap. It's like he's surprised to catch it.
That's been Juju, though.
So I don't know. I don't know what it's been. I know what it is now. And my thing is with Odell Beckham, if he could give you that same production he did with the Rams, he has a special gear to him, a special talent. But the other
From
guys
New
really
York.
have.
No, you're true. I agree he has more talent than them, but he's not struggling on the offense.
Brett Veach is the GM for the Chiefs. He picks all the best players for Andy Reid. They get him, he making some noise. Go and get him, Veach.
It's a great point. And James, like in a perfect world, yes, put a pass rusher on the Chiefs. Maybe you call Carolina about Brian Burns. Maybe they have a fire sale. But my point is, there's not a pass rusher of Odell Beckham. Like, there's not an Odell Beckham pass rusher sitting out there waiting to join somebody. That's my point. So kudos to the Chiefs.
That's at the right price.
That's what I was talking about with the Packers earlier. Like, the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes, and they're always looking for ways to get better, which I admire the hell out of.
Talk to the Packers right now.
Hey, Green Bay, having an MVP quarterback doesn't mean you can't try to help him out.
See, I think it's too little too late. Obviously, you would like to see Odell with the Packers, but I think he would be better with the Bills or the Chiefs because what made Odell work with the Rams was he didn't have to be the volume guy. He didn't have to be the number 1 guy. True. You had other options, and Odell was able to shine in moments, so you didn't rely on him. There was no pressure on him, and he was able to do what he does at a different level. So I think he would need to go to a place like Buffalo or Kansas City in order to get the production that you got from him with the Rams. Let's move on to another big name receiver. Deandre Hopkins makes his return tonight. The Cardinals host the beat-up Saints. Hopkins missed the first 6 weeks of the season on suspension for violating the league's performance-enhancing drug policy. Cardinals are 2-4 and are favored by 2.5 points tonight, according to the Fox Bet Sportsbook. So, obviously, Arizona has been struggling, but can D-Hop help Arizona turn it around, or too little, too late?
You know, D-Hop, he a heck of a player. But right now, the Arizona Cardinals is in trouble. They are not a good football team, right? They're not playing good on the defensive side of the ball. They're not playing good on the offensive side of the ball. And they're definitely not coaching well, right? This team is not playing. So I don't think this is an instance to where one player is just going to come and fix all of this. DeAndre Hopkins is not going to come into this offense tonight and they're going to score 35 points. I don't think that's going to happen, right? I think Cliff is struggling calling plays. I don't think the impact of Hopkins is going to change any of that, and they can't really stop people on the defensive side of the ball. This Arizona Cardinals team is in trouble, and I don't see D-Hop coming to save the day at all. What they need to do, the best they look was when they played in Las Vegas and came back from that and they went in no-huddle mode and they gave the ball to Kyler Murray. And Kyler Murray got them into all the right plays and took it from Cliff, and they went up and down the field and scored points and came back on the Las Vegas Raiders and won. Give the ball to Kyler.
Well, Shady, you have some opinions about what's going on.
Oh,
you have some opinions about Kyler Murray, but D-Hop is a great player.
Yes, he is.
Does he change things? Does he change your view on Arizona?
I think Lil Man's best games. Lil Man is Kyler Murray. Lil Man's best games is when D-Hop is playing. Right now, only thing my question is, I got to be honest here. When you get popped for performance enhancement drugs, I don't know what he's going to be. Is he going to be the same D-Hop we know? Now, was that guy had the enhancement drugs? He was killing people, catching passes, Or
it ain't because of that.
Well, hold on, let me finish. This is what I do know. When guys get popped, right, for enhancing drugs, and they come back, they get hurt a lot. They're not the same. I play with players like that. I know players like that. You know players like that. Yeah. So all I'm saying is, we don't know what we're getting. Are we getting the D-Hop that was juicing or not juicing? That's the truth.
No, it's the truth.
Listen, listen, first of all, I love D-Hop's game. But I'm keeping it real. I played with guys, played with them and played against them. We're like, wow, on tape, oh my God, this dude was unbelievable.
I'm with you.
When they get off the juice and they get popped and they gotta wait for 6, 7 games and they come back, I'm like, oh, that's the same dude. Who's wearing his number? So I'm just saying, if he comes back, the player that we remember, if he could do the same thing off the drugs like he was on the drugs, I think he can help him out. Offensively help him out. Yeah.
Dave?
My thing is just like, real quick, tell me who you feel good about in the NFC West. Is it the Rams the Rams are asking fans to play offensive line at this point, and like they're.
You want to play?
I don't. Look at me.
No, they say that. You want to play?
Even like the Rams aren't going anywhere until their offensive line looks better. It is a mess, and I watched it firsthand a couple weeks ago against the Cowboys. Then you got the Niners, who like their injury report all of a sudden is a mile long.
Bad.
And it's not a knock on those teams, but like those are the types of things that you can't overcome. Arizona looks awful, to your point. Like they are not having a good season, but DeAndre Hopkins, when he's healthy, he's the type of player that I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say I think he's gonna be good.
Drugs don't matter.
Like I said, he is the type of player that I will give the benefit of the doubt to. Okay. Same thing that I do with Aaron Rodgers.
Don't matter.
Like, hey, DeAndre Hopkins, you're the man. He can help them in the sense that division is weak. They're only a game out of first place right now, which is a crazy thing to say. Do I think that he can make the Arizona Cardinals magically a good team? Not really, but you don't have to be maybe to win that division.
Well, I can't say I totally disagree with Shady because it is a position that requires a lot of athleticism and a lot of speed and, all that.
He's 30,
I'm not as offended by the action as Shady is. No, just to keep it real. We have this baseball conversation all the time. So, but I will say, though, the numbers point to, if we get the same version of D-Hop back, the numbers point to the offense is going to change. Kyler Murray with and without DeAndre Hopkins it's a totally different player. The numbers show it. He's 16-10 with him, 18-1 without him. You can go down all of the numbers. It is a drastic change on the offensive side of the ball. Having a weapon like D-Hop out there changes things, especially for a young player like Kyler Murray, who, as we know, can get out of the pocket and wants to make plays. And you have a playmaker like Hopkins on the field, it is a different offense.
Hopkins is the perfect receiver for that like playground style of ball.
Yes.
Because he can freelance.
And it shows. The numbers reflect that. So if he is back at whatever version he was before, or even close to that for that matter, I do think it's going to change. I still, for some reason, just cannot believe that Arizona is as bad as they've looked. I have to somewhat account for the fact that D-Hop hasn't been out there.
I appreciate how you keep riding with him, though, because like every week you're like,
they better not make me liars tonight. Because nobody playing for the Saints
eyeball
tonight.
Test, though. You see how special Hopkins was.
Eyeball test.
You seen how special Hopkins was before he got out of there? It's an eyeball test, right? So you got to believe he's going to come in there and help. But it's much more problems than just at that receiver.
That's my.
That's
thing.
why
he can help out, though. He can help out.
He can help. I mean, he's a special player. He gonna help.
I watched how when he was playing, right, clean or not clean. When he would throw it to him deep, he would come down with it.
Yeah,
right?
100%. It's 80-20 for him.
They say he's down there somewhere and it's throw it up. So that can help him out. I think it can help that team out.
It's just not going to help a bunch of the other problems on that roster.
Scoring helps out.
They're a game out of first place. If they win against the Saints tonight,
that's the point. It's not so much that I think that he makes them a Super Bowl contender or that he changes whatever the season was going to be on the high ends for them. Like, I don't think that is a game changer. They're just not going to be as bad as they've looked, and that might end up saving some people's jobs also. Coming up, Dak is back. Cowboys signal caller practicing this week and plans to play Sunday. So what does Dak have to prove in his return? We will answer that next on Speak.